This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to Far From Home, a student survival guide with OISA,
where we try to navigate student life together. Welcome to the fourth episode, actually, of Far From Home, a student survival guide. I'm your host, Nana, today. The last 3 episodes, there's Kavya, but she's not here today, so I'm your host. Okay, joining us today are 2 of the members of OISA, Otago International Student Association. And do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I could go first. Kia ora, my name's KU, and people call me Kay. I'm the academic officer of OISA. I'm originally from China and Mongolia. I've been an international student for 5 years in Aotearoa now.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
It's cool.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Singhang T, but everyone just calls me T. I'm from Malaysia, and I started studying in Otago last year. So I'm like a second-year student now.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And your role in OISA?
My role in OISA is I'm a events and strategy officer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's organizing a little events at the moment.
So kind of my roles are kind of just like, planning on events, just like the overall course of the events and stuff. Just plan everything.
Yep.
And, make sure it works well, everything goes well.
Yes.
Yeah.
He made really nice food for the event that we did a couple of weeks ago.
That was great.
Yeah. Well, so can you please tell us about more about yourself? So, like, you told you guys where you're from, but like, what do you enjoy during your free time? Kind of like general stuff.
Yeah. I think as international, like for 5 years here, I really enjoyed my time here because I was in Wellington for 2 years for high school and then 3 years down there. Doing a Bachelor of Arts in Education. Because at first for my major, I was quite confused because for my first year, I think I was majoring in psychology and then commerce study. It just cost me like a year to find what I really want to study, what I really enjoy. And I just find my field in humanity, which I pretty much like really enjoyed.
That's great that you found it.
Yeah, I'm graduating soon at the end of the year.
Nice.
Wow,
it's really fast.
Nice.
Yeah. For me, right now I'm also doing a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science. I've been really enjoying it so far, even though there have been a few assignments recently that's been killing me. And, I've been losing quite a bit of sleep because of that, but overall it's quite fun.
Yeah.
And, sometimes studying degree, it comes with a lot of stress. So sometimes I do go to the gym or just hang out with my friends, play badminton sometimes, just to kind of let loose on myself.
Yeah,
but
so you've got nice balance of social
I try
life.
to.
And
I try to. I wouldn't say it's balanced, but I try to.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's great. Yeah. So, you guys said you do enjoy studying time, but is there something that you do outside of study time?
Oh, definitely. I'm really a gym person, so
so you guys are both.
Yeah, I love Unipool. That's just a great place. I go there quite often, 4 times or 3 times a week.
Wow, that's pretty
And
often.
the facility there was just awesome. Because I've been to quite a lot of gyms, the Nationwide, the Wellington, Christchurch, Queenstown stuff. I think that Unipool is probably the best university facility.
Actually,
yeah.
So you've been to all the other university and found Unipool the best.
Yeah, because I got friends that go to university the Nationwide, Canterbury stuff. But I definitely, personally, I think Unipool is the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got the best facility. Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to kind of go and look at other gyms and other stuff. But I do agree though. Unipool is quite complete in its own way, and it's quite good. But obviously, it being free to uni students does come with its own cons, I guess. in a way, because like usually if it's around peak hours, there's just too many people and you won't really get the time to work out with the equipment, or even just
that
like
is true.
yeah.
Like the at the end of the day type of like time is like so packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I guess like, you know, it's good. That's why everyone's goes kind of, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I really like going to the group fitness.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't go to Unipol at all last year because I was living in Carrington and it's kind of like, you know, the opposite way. Yeah. But this year I started going and it's amazing. It's just like the motivation. If when I have motivation, I go. So it's not that often, but yeah, the group fitness is amazing. Yeah, so since like, so both of you guys go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
But was it a thing back in your country? Like here, like quite a lot of people go to the gym, right? But I mean, I guess it's kind of because there are students and like, you know, students are more tend to be interested in more of like, I guess like exercising and like take care of their health type of thing, like some people. But in Japan and where I'm from, it's like gymming is not something that like, you know, all the student, not all the student, but like quite a lot of student go or anything. So was it like that in your country, or it was like more of like here? A lot of people were there.
In Malaysia, from what I know, it's kind of like half and half. I mean, I think it just depends on what kind of person they are, but it's definitely way less than the people here, because I feel like the people here, they are more outgoing, they are more like outside, like they like to exercise and stuff. But I feel like in Malaysia, they like to just like, I don't know, just hang out in their room, I guess, and play video games and stuff. Yeah.
That's me.
So it's there's quite a big difference, but that also at the same time, I do know a few people who's like huge fans of going to gym and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, I guess like just some people love going and like do their workouts.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in China, like people, lots of students, they go to gym, because it's like, I would say maybe just a recent trending, like in China, people just start to focus on their own health and they're trying to be very fit in some ways, and students, yeah. So
did you go to the gym while you were like, you know, back home?
Yeah, I actually do, because I like here, there are lots of like public gyms in China, like which is the one you need to pay, but there are quite a lot. Like around here.
That is so cool though. You continue doing what you were doing. Type of thing.
But I still would say that the university one, Unipol, is still the best.
Actually.
That's good.
Wow, compared to all the gym that you've been. Oh, wow, that's so cool. We've got nice facility. So just a little comment. If you're thinking of like coming to Otago and if you like exercise, just like decide here because Unipol is amazing.
Oh, that's definitely amazing. I mean, because lots of powerlifter stuff, like lots of powerlifters and bodybuilders, they all go there. It's just awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to weight room only once. That it was kind of like, oh, it's not like I can't do this type of like. The room was so like, I don't know. The atmosphere was more for people who like actually can do the lifts and stuff. So I was like,
oh yeah, I get that. It could be quite scary for some people,
Yeah.
but you know, you just gotta try. Keep that motivation stuff. Yeah.
So I kind of went off the topic, but as today's topic, we want to talk about the difficulty in language. So like, I think we are all like kind of learning how to. We were learning how to speak English, and we're still like improving, I guess. And I want to ask like the struggle of like how, like, you know, at first, of course, we didn't have experience, I guess. Well, I just assumed, but like, yeah. So I want you to tell me about that and the life shift from back home to here. So can you
Yeah, sure. I will go first. I would say it was definitely very hard at the beginning because I came to Aotearoa when I was 16 in 2020. It was rather hard because mean, like, we don't really speak English back home. And I didn't really attend any, like, foundation class or English class because it was hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then I just realized that, I guess, to speak, like, English in terms of fluency, you know, you just have to speak up. You have to use the language just to speak it loudly, like, literally. You need to talk to people in school.
Yeah.
Because that's the most useful tips for me personally.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that helps me a lot.
That's very good, like, insights, I guess. Wow. So, like, when you, I guess, like, 2022, is it?
2020.
2020. I assume it's, like, drawing kind of, like, COVID time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally before the COVID because I came here, literally before the border shut down.
Yeah.
So I was quite lucky. Yeah.
Well, like, how did you find lockdown?
I found it was, I don't know, I found that at that time, I think my, like, I don't know, like the mentality stuff got very shut down as well. Because, you know, we were doing the online class even for high school. We just can't get out and just stay home. It was quite frustrating, I would say.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, we went through it. We're fine now, but, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I came here, like, around the same time as you and found lockdown pretty hard, I guess. I mean, I was at homestay, and they like my host family were so nice. So I kind of went through thanks to them. But thing is, like, all international student at my high school left, like, before the border shuts down. So I was like by myself, and all the friends that I made left, and there's no one, like, I don't really have to go out of my room, I guess, with school. So, like, I was pretty, like, I guess mentally kind of down and was kind of like closing off during COVID time. So it was tough. Yeah. But yeah, I think, you know, just talking to people like helps, and like
that quite helps a lot. Because I was staying with homestay as well, and then at that time we just like went out for a walk, like sometimes, some days.
That's nice.
That was great. Fitness helped a lot because sometimes, you know, like being physically active can help your stress a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And how about you, T? Were you here when COVID happened?
No, actually not yet. When COVID happened, I was still in Malaysia, and it was 2020, was it?
2020, yeah.
2022, I think, something like that. But I was still in Malaysia, and when they announced the border was closed, I was kind of still doing my pre-university, so like A-levels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was still on my way to completing that. So, and after I completed that, the border is still closed, so I had no way of coming here. So I kind of just spent the time with my family, you know, just like, you know, my family just like, I guess just play a lot of games and stuff. And since like we also had like a lockdown in Malaysia as well, I spent most of my time in my room, you know, just hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Online, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, that's nice that you had like, you know, you stayed at your families and like, you know, had someone to talk to,
so
do something with.
Yeah, so it wasn't like too much of a trouble, I guess.
Nice.
Hardship, yeah.
But I guess like your plan has kind of like not missed out, but like, you know, disturbed by COVID, is it?
Yeah, it's true. Like if not for the closing of the border, I'll probably be a third year student by now. Yeah. But because of that, I have to delay like half a year or a year because of that.
That's kind of annoying.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, right? There's not much I can do about it. So
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it turned out. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so two different like stories around COVID. Wait, so T, do you have any like, you know, because you like have to stay in your country, like with the border closed?
Yeah.
Like, was there like your time here kind of got like your time that you meant to start like studying here kind of got delayed?
Yeah.
And like, was there any like struggle when you first come here, or like you were okay with like speaking English? That type of terms of language.
In terms of speaking English, because in high school, I enrolled into like I guess kind of like a English high school. So so English was like a mandatory language that we had to speak in.
Oh, wow.
So I've got some practice in, and even though my English is not that fluent, even after speaking so much.
Well, it's better than me, I guess.
Yeah, but so coming here speaking in English isn't really a problem. Maybe other than my accent, that can be hard to understand sometimes. But that's just like maybe my way of speaking, or just Malaysian accent in general.
Yeah, accent is not a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think accent actually quite matters, to be honest. It's just as long as you can make people understand,
Yeah,
that's great.
I think it's okay, but it's just like it's kind of weird. It just feels kind of it feels bad when you have to repeat yourself, because like sometimes you do speak in like a different tone and stuff like that. Not really tone, but like an accent. But people just can't understand what you say, so you have to repeat like 2 or 3 times. But is that word? Okay. It's kind of like, okay, like maybe I have to I have to ask them, how do you usually say this word and stuff like that. Yeah, but other than that, language wise, not really a trouble. But yeah, and usually I've also got a lot of practice in like watching YouTube videos in English, like in twice the speed. So I'm not really
Twice the speed?
Yeah, I put it like 2 times, so that it's faster. Yeah, so I don't really have a trouble with this, understanding what other people are talking about.
That's crazy. I can't even do like 2 times the speed with my own language on YouTube. Like I always do like 1.5. It's the max to like hear it. If it's 2 times, I have to put like subtitles or something.
I mean, you mean if you get used to it, you can do it. So it just
so you are used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it now. Like now, when I watch lecture recordings, I do put them on 2 times speed.
Oh my gosh!
It's just like if I can go beyond that, I would do it, but that's not really an option. So
yeah, that's max speed.
Max speed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So well, when it comes to like the difference of staying at home and coming here, I guess the biggest difference is just like independence. Because at home, my parents just do pretty much everything for me. I know I'm quite spoiled, but my parents just do everything for me. I don't really have to plan anything myself. I don't have to plan like, when I need to do my laundry, when I need to, what do I need to cook today and stuff like that. Everything is handled by my family.
Yeah.
So coming here, I have to just like take care of myself, make sure everything is on schedule. I have to do my chores and everything. But other than that, I guess it's just it just feels weird coming to a place where you know nobody.
Yeah.
And it's just quite like, it's like it's kind of a strange feeling, I guess. It's just like you're kind of looking where you are from like a third person's view, I guess, in a way. Yeah, but other than that, not really a struggle, I guess. I mean, thank God the people here are a lot more friendly than than they are in Malaysia. So making friends aren't really much of a problem. And I can just pretty much just go up to anyone and like start a conversation.
Yeah.
But in Malaysia, if you try to start a conversation, they'll look at you wondering if you're
like weird,
like, why are you approaching me? Do you have have some motive in mind and stuff like that? But they don't think like that here, so that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same in Japan.
Yeah.
Like people are quite friendly, much more friendly here, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the same problem from like people from the big countries.
Yeah, they pretty much focus on their own thing, I guess. Yeah. Wow, so like you mentioned something like, looking at you like by yourself by like third person's like point of view type of thing. Was there anything that changed you because of it? Like reflecting yourself and like, change yourself type of from like you in your country and you here?
The biggest difference that I realized was that I actually really needed to work on my communication skills, like how to make friends, how to like start a conversation. Because in Malaysia, you already have a friend group, you just stick to that friend group.
Yeah,
and since it's kind of weird to kind of make new friends once you've like gotten really used to like this group of friends. So I guess skill making friends are kind of non-existent, and I need to polish it up again. So that was pretty much the the biggest thing I need to work on. And I guess from a third person view, not really much. It's just that it feels weird. That it feels like you are in a new place that you don't belong in at first because everything is so strange to you.
I mean, that's very fair. It's like the completely new place for you, and like, you know, for me it was like the same. Like, I know nobody here, and nobody knows about me, and like it is like definitely something like that you feel like, you know, the kind of loneliness, I guess. Or, yeah.
That's actually one of the troubles I had. Like, sometimes it just feels really lonely because it feels like you don't really have much friends here, and like and there's like a difference in time zone between Malaysia and New Zealand. So it's like 4 hours. We are 4 hours ahead of Malaysia, and the most common way I kind of hang out with my friends are through online video games, and they usually play around like 8 o'clock during the nighttime.
Oh my gosh!
So if I want to play with them, I have to play around 12 o'clock midnight.
I can relate.
And imagine if they want to play for 2 hours, I have to go into like 2 a.m. That's kind of like I can't really sustain that kind of lifestyle since I have uni and everything.
Definitely.
So it was like so it's kind of hard to just keep in contact with my old friends and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely like time difference.
It's really hard,
It's like 4 hours doesn't seem that like a lot, but it actually.
It is actually quite insane, because they usually play like around 8 to 12. Because my friends are quote-unquote hardcore
starting
gamers
at 12.
And stuff. 8 o'clock to 12. So I have to start at 12 and play until 4 if I want to like stay with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know how it is. It's not really viable.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Kay? Is there anything like that you like not struggle, but like, you know, had anything that changed from like back home?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think from the time when I came here, I just think I find that sort of the sense of cultural identity, you know, especially experience so many cultures here. All the Asian cultures, Pakeha one or the Maori one. I think I just realized I become more interested in my own culture, which is a great thing. I think I just find that sense of, you know, cultural identity. Like, I'm proud to be Chinese stuff, and I think Chinese culture was like amazing, which I didn't like find that when I was home. It's just amazing, you know, to explore so many cultures because I mean it's very diverse here.
Yeah,
and I got the opportunity
definitely
to make so many different friends from like all the backgrounds, like from like Japan, Singapore, India. Yeah, and Kiwis, and which is great.
Wow, that's really amazing how, like, because we are out of, like, you know, the country, we can look at the country in a way that we couldn't when we were there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely say that's such a advantage of international student.
Yeah, definitely. Like, widens your view of life, I guess.
Yeah, very.
Was there anything that specifically, like, attracted? Kind of like specifically like you found you like about your culture?
Oh, definitely. I would say because, you know, China has like more than 1,000, like 3,000 something years of culture. And I think all the dynasties back to like Qing Dynasty, Tang Dynasty, it was just awesome. Because every single time during the break I went back home, I always chose some place to go to visit, like the palace, the Forbidden City in Beijing.
Oh, wow.
And last May I went back to China and then went to Tibet. That was just awesome.
Actually,
literally.
I saw the photo.
Yeah.
It looked amazing.
I went to Mount Everest. It was just awesome. It was like marvelous, the views. Yeah. That's a great thing. I just
cool.
started to love going traveling in China because China is too big. It just has so many places of interest.
And I guess there are like lots of beautiful places. I've never been, but I would love to.
Yeah, that's just great. You gotta go one day.
Yeah, one day. Yes, I'll go and travel. And was there anything like similar stuff for you?
Honestly, I'm not like too big on culture and stuff, and like even when I'm in Malaysia, I kind of just like worry about myself, and I didn't really care about like cultures and stuff. So I guess I don't really miss the culture or anything like that, but not to say that isn't a culture. It's just I don't particularly take an interest in culture and stuff like that. So it's not like really on my radar. But yeah, that's it. But I do miss my food though. The food in Malaysia is
food
different.
is definitely. Have you found any like restaurant that sell like food?
In terms of Malaysian food, there's a few. I think in Dunedin there's like this they call it Wonggok.
I'm not sure if I've been, but yeah.
But it's around was it Octagon? But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you like
it's pretty
it?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty they taste quite similar to Malaysian food.
Wow.
Yes. But it's like Malaysian Chinese food, it's not really like a Malaysian cultural food. So yeah. Other than that, maybe like Chopsticks 101 is not really Malaysian food, but tastes close enough, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, not really. But but because of how culturally diverse Dunedin is, there's quite a lot of like, Turkish food, Japanese food, Korean food and all that stuff that I wouldn't really try in Malaysia, but now that I'm here, I'm more curious about it, so I try all the other food from like different cultures, and I don't know how accurate they represent, the actual taste and stuff, but in general it was, quite mind-opening.
I guess it
quite
gives
enjoyable.
you an idea of like how it's like.
Yeah,
I guess. Well, you look like you want to say something.
That's great. Yeah. I want to say, the food is great because the place where I come from is in the Mongolia. It's a autonomous region like Xinjiang, like Tibet. It's very up north. It's next to the country Russia and Mongolia. So there we don't really have that many international food. Obviously Chinese food, but not that international like Japan, like Indian curry stuff. Oh, by the way, I love Indian curry.
Well, same.
I actually got to have there actually after I came here.
Oh,
I never had that back home. Yeah. And I love sushi stuff, Korean stuff. I even really love yum cha, the Cantonese stuff. We don't have that back home.
Oh, really?
It's really in big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, but not really in my city. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love it. It's just great. It's just great. You can feel that sense of culture in terms of food. That's just great.
Yeah. I guess like that food culture kind of represents how we are here and like how diverse we are. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it as well. Like trying out new things. I always love like trying new stuff. Even if it's like, something that I'm not familiar with, I would love to try. So if you have any recommendation of like food that I should try or like, listeners should try?
Oh, I definitely would strongly recommend to go to the Mr. Noodles. I just love that place.
Mr.
I love
Noodles.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just great. I love how chewy their noodles are.
Oh, wow.
If you hear this, Mr. Noodle, you should give us some stuff, discount for awesome members,
Yeah. I always walk past and like, thinking of going.
Yeah.
I'll try next time.
I would recommend Cafe Nestle. It's like a Turkish restaurant. They sell Turkish food and everything. Their kebab and their kebab and everything is really good. And I think it's not really exaggerating to say, but I do think they have the best meat on chips in the city, even though they are not like Reburger stuff and Reburger or anything. But I do think they have the best meat on chips. And if you are like, I guess if you're in Dunedin, you should like give it a try. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so 2 places from them.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, relating to the culture, was there anything that you found different being here and back home? Because me personally, when I first came here, I didn't know anything that people knew as like they were like when they were child. So like childhood, like TV series, TV show, or even like music. I wasn't really used to like listen to like I guess English music that much. Of course I've like heard of like Beatles, like Queen, that kind of like very popular ones, but not really like the music that everyone knows. So when I kind of struggled with like how everyone knows like that stuff, but I don't, and like the gap between like the cultural gap, I guess, between like Japan and here. But like, have you guys like experienced that type of like?
Well, I guess in some ways yes, but like for example, sometimes when I talk to my friends, they sometimes ask me like if I know about like, if I know about rugby and stuff, and because in New Zealand we do have like a national team. I think it's called All Blacks. Yeah, it's pretty famous, and obviously I don't really watch that sport, so I know nothing about it. And sometimes they do come out with like New Zealand and Australian references and stuff like that, but I don't really get any of them. And I guess it's not really about cultural difference or anything, but it's more like sometimes they do use slangs and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah, true.
I kind of just get confused because at first when they say yeah, nah, I'm like, okay, is that a yes or a no?
Yeah,
I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, but other than that, just mainly, I guess just being confused at first, I think. But after being here for quite some time, you overcome it. So, but yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I guess for me, it's kind of same with the slang part, because when I was in high school, like people do speak slang a lot. But I guess that's something you kind of like need to accumulate with time.
Yeah.
Yeah, do some search some Kiwi slangs stuff. You get it. Yeah.
So like the time kind of like solves that type of problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about like homesick? Have you guys had it when you first came here?
Oh, I was really homesick during my high school because, during that COVID era, I wasn't home for like 2 years. Actually, first time when I came back home, it was 2022, I think. After 2020 and 2021, I was in Wellington for 2 years. I was so homesick. I was like FaceTiming with my mom literally like every day during COVID era. But yeah, I guess I couldn't do much at the time. But, just by talking to my family online. That actually helps a lot. But I guess what's also helped me a lot is that I made lots of new friends back that time. And also we were having that very first high school international student association in Wellington as well.
Really?
Like
it was a big thing.
Yes, it was a big thing. I was an exec there as well, and we hold like lots of events.
Wow,
that helped me a lot. Yeah, we just made new friends.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. Like just like being around people.
You just gotta socialize with people, interact with them. Yeah,
I guess that definitely helps.
Yeah, surprisingly, I don't feel homesick at all.
What?
I mean, yeah, I don't know why, but I mean, I do miss my family, I do miss my friends, but in terms of, wanting to just go back, not really. I don't know why.
You enjoy here too much?
I mean, I feel like it's just different. I feel like it's just so much more enjoyable here than it is back home. I feel like because in Malaysia, it just feels like, I guess I just don't like the vibe of being in like a big city. Because I do live in the capital city in Malaysia, which is Kuala Lumpur, where there's just high-rise buildings everywhere. It just feels kind of suffocating. I guess it just feels like you're it's like a working gear inside like in a robot or something.
Yeah.
Cock, I guess. Yeah, but in here I feel more of an individual. I feel like what I do. There's a bigger impact, I guess, because maybe. In Dunedin, it's like a much smaller city where everyone knows everyone. Yeah. In a way, because you probably see the same person twice, even though you don't think so. But in Malaysia, if you probably won't see the same person twice ever again. Yeah. So even in high school, even my high school friends, I don't think I've ever seen any of them after I graduated. Other than, not high school friends. I guess it's high school classmates. Yeah. I haven't seen any of them forever, I guess.
Yeah, it's like just a lot of people. But can I tell you guys about like something that I've experienced in Japan? Sure. Yeah. Like there are so many people, right? In Tokyo. I'm from Tokyo. Oh. And last time I went back, it was like the middle of the city. So it's not like I had a plan to meet that person. But somehow I get to be in the same restaurant at the same time with the person who I went to school with, not even in Tokyo, but like in somewhere else, which is Nagano, quite far, like 2 hours far from like Tokyo. But like I met that person, like, at that time, like, it was such a coincidence that, like I've never seen, like, anyone in Tokyo, not even, like, my old school classmates or anything, but, like, last summer in New Zealand, it was, like, I don't know, somehow I met that girl, and, like, it was, like, crazy.
Yeah, it's
like,
interesting.
out
That's
of, like,
quite a coincidence.
yeah, so many people were, like, in Tokyo, but, like, yeah, we just happened to be at the same time at the same place. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, it's not something that happens a lot. But in Dunedin,
Yeah, it's very
like,
different
when you
there.
walk down the street, like, everyone knows.
It's pretty common.
yeah,
Yeah, the city is just too small.
yeah. It's really nice though.
Mm.
Like, nice to know people around, and it feels more like at home, kind of, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I guess you guys really like living here, and enjoy the time here.
Yeah, it's just awesome. I think what's really important to me as international, like 5 years so far, I think it just, you have the opportunity to see the world, to really see the diverse cultures, and to actually experience it, and to talk to the people who are from different country. That's just great. I think that's wonderful. Yeah.
So if you could go back time, would you do the same thing?
Yeah,
I would.
definitely. I would definitely do the same thing. It just, I think what I experienced so far has actually more values than the thing, like being actually studying abroad. To see the culture, that's the most important thing, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah,
So true.
that's true. I think just like going overseas, especially just spending some time there. I mean, if you study there, you have to spend some time there, I guess. But yeah, it does really open up your mind, and like, I feel like in this past year alone, I've learned more than what I've probably learned, like more than what I've learned in 5 years in Malaysia. It's just like, because I think once you get used to a place for too long, you kind of just don't really question anything anymore. You just kind of just follow, like, go with the flow, I guess. So you don't really learn anything new.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's quite good to be overseas, just like being an international student overall. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and also I think it's just really great that you can, like me, myself personally, I found that it's really interesting to be here for a long time, and you can see what's the difference between your own country and other countries. For example, I'm from China. You can see the difference from communism and individualism. You can see the reason why they're doing this, and it's just interesting. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool that, like, you realize, I guess, that difference, and, like, because, like, if you're just, like, living without any interest of, like, our surroundings and, like, our community, we can't really, notice the difference. But and I guess, like, being here for like 5 years.
5 years so far.
It's like
my 5th year.
really, really long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long time. I say it just helps me a lot in terms of, the personal experiences, the culture stuff, because I quite love into, digging into the cultures, because I study education, and comparing with different educational policies and stuff. It's just great. You understand why the country is doing this, by staying in another, like, very westernized country, but here's very diverse as well. Yeah, it's just great.
That is really cool that, like, you have, like, kind of took some stuff in from by being here, and, like, kind of make more of yourself. Type of
I definitely say
personality
that.
and
It's very valuable.
Wow, that is very cool. So, at the end, do you guys have any, like, advice for students who are considering coming here, or kind of, like, thinking of coming here?
Honestly, no advice. I mean, like, I think you should just go ahead, just come here, experience something new. I do think that I guess especially for international students, I think going overseas is just so much more different than just studying in your own country, because there's just such a huge gap in your lifestyle and everything. I feel like you're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just don't think too much about it. Just calm. I mean, yeah. There's not really any bad things about going overseas.
Yeah. So just be brave and
just be brave.
go
just
for
take
it.
that first step.
Yeah.
And just dive into it. Yeah.
I would say, personally, I think be brave is definitely something must do for you for new international students, especially like language wise. Just don't be afraid to speak to people in English, and don't say, oh, my English bad, I don't want to come to this, I don't want to come to that. Just you have to be brave. Like you have to immerse yourself in the environment, in terms of practicing English. And also I want to say that I don't think accent matters. As long as you speak loud, you speak clear, you just make the people understand you. That's it. Literally, you just need to practice. Because, I mean, you're here to study. You're an international student.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. You just have to practice. That's the main point, right? You are here to study. Yeah, just do it. Don't be afraid.
Definitely. I was quite surprised at how many people are actually have quite unique accent here, because it's quite diverse.
Oh, it is.
I realized that having the accent is not a rare or weird thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's cool. I mean, it can tell you where you're from. It's just great to know,
Yeah, definitely.
And also, which high school did you go to, Nana? Is it in the North Island or the South one?
It's North Island.
Yeah, because I can tell people's accent very different from North Island to South Island, right?
Yeah.
Even if here for Kiwi, they got different accent, which is cool.
Yeah,
So
it is very
just be confident. I guess my advice to international students: just be confident. Be brave. You just have to get out of your comfort zone to Yeah.
So guys, be brave. Just go out. Just try before you think. I guess. Yeah, that's what we take from these two guests.
I mean, in general, because I think you're in an environment where nobody really knows you, like who you are and everything. I feel like you can really create a new character of yourself. Maybe perhaps you were a really introverted person in your old country or within your old friend groups, and you really wanted to change that. But when everybody already knows who you are and what kind of person you are, it's really hard to kind of change, how you be. Just change who you are, I guess, in general. But when you are in a new environment, you can maybe change how you usually behave and stuff like that. Just to kind of practice how you can communicate with others and stuff like that. So I think just
try out new things.
Try out new things. Yeah. Just be brave, I guess.
So just by coming here, it's a great opportunity to change.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes, wow. That is very cool. Well, we hope you found today's episode of Far From Home, a Student Survival Guide, interesting. Join us again next time for more tips and stories to help you navigate student life. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Nana.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Far From Home, a student survival guide with Otago International Students Association.
We'll see you in our next episode. Find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and oar.org.nz.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.